Welcome back to Tell Me Something Good. I'm your host, Jackie.
And I'm your host, Shelly, and this is a podcast where we talk about self-development, experiences, and lessons that we've learned along the way.
Today, we're going to get into what we think about revenge and karma, our thoughts on that. But first, Jelly, tell me something good.
So my something good is, it hasn't happened yet, but we're planning a trip tomorrow to, what is it called? Pretty Place Chapel?
It's
like
a different name.
Yeah, I've seen like 3 different names for it.
But it's that chapel that we've all seen on TikTok.
Yes, it's in South Carolina, and somebody had brought it up, and I was like, I've been wanting to go there, so we're finally planned it, and I think it's going to be so much fun.
That's my something good too. So we have a mutual something good. So it's just us girls going. We have 2 other friends that are coming. We're taking like snacks, and we're going to vlog it.
Yes.
Because I'm bringing my camera, and you bring yours.
We both have cameras, so we're going to vlog it. I guess from our perspective, or just, we'll combine it.
Yes. It is where you can go hiking. I think there's waterfalls.
Yeah, I've seen waterfalls. It's like this beautiful view of like it's like a chapel, a little chapel, outdoor chapel with a beautiful mountain view. So we hope to get there for the sunrise. I love sunrises.
Yes. So we're leaving at 2 in the morning, y'all. We're like meeting up at 2, probably going to go by the gas station and then just drive down there.
I think about 4 hours.
I think it'll be 4 hours.
Yeah.
But our plan is to get there right before the sunrise.
Yeah, because I think, how are we going to hike there if it's going to be dark? Or will it be dark?
I don't know. Yeah, we're just girls.
Yeah.
We're just girls. We have no plan. We don't even know, like, we're texting each other, what are we wearing tomorrow? Yeah. You know what? We'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm excited to do that because I think we always talk about doing things and then we don't do them. But this time I was like, okay, if we're going to do it, we have to do it this weekend because it's just hard to plan any other.
And I think a day trip is perfect for everyone. Like just something that isn't too far away. Because I feel like we have a lot of cute places we could visit like just nearby.
And I think we forget, like, here in North Carolina, we can go to the beach in one day. Like, spend the day there. We can go to the mountains. Like, there's so many things that we can do. And we stay our ass in little old hometowns that we live in.
Yeah.
And I remember I did a beach trip, like, 2 years ago. And it felt like I was there, like, it felt, it's what my body needed. And it was literally, we left in the morning, took snacks, laid out by the beach, came back that night, watched the sunset, and then came back. And it was, like, perfect.
Growing up, we used to do that because I think it would be like my dad's side, and we would all go at like 1 a.m. and be on the beach all day. Like, had no bathrooms, had to go with sandwiches and tortas and stuff.
Oh my god! My gosh! Yes.
And then just come back the same night, and that's a childhood memory I have. That was so much fun.
Yeah, and you know where? If you guys are wanting to do this, Wrightsville Beach has a little like area where there's bathrooms, public bathrooms. They have a changing area. Like, that's why I like that beach, because you literally can go get ready. Like, you can use the public restroom, park there. Oh, we need to do a beach trip next. Yeah, and it's not close to the beach because I was thinking like, oh, we could go to the beach, but girl,
I thought that. They're like, it's not close. It's the opposite way.
I'm sorry, y'all. My mom's calling. Let me answer.
Go ahead.
You imagine this in an emergency? And you could literally see me on camera, like, ignoring my mom's phone call. That would be horrible. But, yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, we'll let y'all know how it goes.
Yes, but I think we definitely need to do a beach trip, too, next. And Sundays, I think, is my only day right now. But once I start having a little more free time, like having a Saturday, Sunday at the beach. But, yeah, that's my something good, too, is that we're doing that. And I don't know. I kind of just want to meditate.
Yeah, I was thinking what's something that we could do up there. I didn't know if I would take my Bible or just something to where, something like that.
I was thinking that too. Like, let's take our Bibles and then we could even like journal, have like a moment where we journal something.
To be present and just.
And there's a pink moon tonight, I saw. I don't know what that means exactly, but there's a pink moon. We're going to find out when we're driving at 2 a.m.
Is it going to be full?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I don't know. What if we accidentally do something that we're not supposed to? But
I think it'll be fun.
What if we accidentally do like some witchy stuff and we don't even know it? We're like, no, but we're excited. You'll see us post about it. But yeah, we'll let you guys know how that went, and we'll give you recommendations for anything that we learned from it on the next episode.
Yeah, and I think it has like a 2 point something mile hike or something. I looked it up.
I'm excited.
So I'm excited. But now into the episode. So, revenge.
When should you seek revenge? Never.
Never. Have you been a revengeful person?
No.
I don't think
I've ever been, because I've always thought whatever you do will come back to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, or whatever intentions you have will always
find you.
Yes. Like, I've always thought that. I think ever since I was little, like, even if no one sees me what I do, or no one, I know God is watching.
Yeah.
And I'm like, even if no one knows I do something, like, it'll always
I think that's always stuck with me, like God's watching. And not that he's going to punish you for something or nothing, but he knows what you did. But yeah, I was trying to think, I'm sure when I was little, I feel like when you're little, you're more like, maybe like in middle school,
I feel like
not revengeful, but like maybe petty.
Mean girl stuff. Maybe when I was in middle school, I probably have been. Imagine all the comments are like, Jackie used to bully me in middle school. I never was a bully. I will say that.
No, I wasn't a bully, but honestly, like if my friends, like I would kind of be there and go along. Like I wouldn't never say nothing to people, but I guess I would laugh at their mean stuff or something.
Yeah, me too. So I remember, I think it was like even high school, not revenge, but like, I wouldn't do it for a random person. Like if I knew somebody didn't like me and someone was talking bad about them, like I feel even bad laughing about it.
Yeah.
You know, now. But then I was like,
yeah.
Yes, bitch. Like, you know what I mean? But now I'm like, dude, that's so mean. But I do think that whatever you do, and it's not that you said, like, you don't get punished, but it's a lesson that you're going to have to go through if you are doing things in a malicious way. Like, if you do things out of malice, is that the word?
Mm-hmm. You're just gonna, I don't like saying like attract it, but it's like.
That's the energy that you're giving. And in the moment, it might seem like it's working, right? You're like, oh yeah, like I did this and no one knew or no one. No, it always, it'll always come out eventually. And I do think that there are some consequences that are bigger than others in some ways, but I don't think you should ever seek out revenge. I think the best revenge is just moving on and living your best life. And you've said that to me before. It really is.
Yeah.
And people want, if someone is doing something to hurt you, they want to see you down.
Yeah. And I think like, the best revenge is doing better with yourself. Like I've had that, like with exes, even like if they hurt me or something. And in that moment, I would be like so mad and stuff. But then I'm like, you know what? It's funny. After every breakup, I would get in the gym. Like,
yes,
you'd be like, I don't know, it's like a slap in the face. Like that's gonna be the revenge of me being hotter and everything.
Untouchable. They ain't ever gonna touch this.
Can't have access to me.
Yes, and I agree. I think when you're upset, you do want. You're like, oh my gosh, like I want to. I don't know, but I don't know. I think just being happy is the best revenge.
Yes.
And truly being happy, not just posting for people to think you're happy. Like, it's like doing the internal work to be happy and not just pretending. Because I see a lot of that. Like, I see a lot of people on Facebook or Instagram posting like things, and I know others. Like, I know some things, and I'm like, you know, like, it's like, you just know certain things, but that's why you cannot also go based off people's social media.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot more to it.
A lot. And I'm like, people, of course, want to put their best selves out there, but then, like, don't be fake, too, you know?
I think that's where we've struggled, too. Is, like, we don't want to be too vulnerable on here because we don't want people to be like, oh, that happened to them. But at the end of the day, it happens.
Yeah. Everybody has their things in life that, you know, they're dealing with, so.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I've ever, like, seeked out revenge. I don't know. I remember being, not me, but I was around people who egged somebody's house. But I never egged anybody's house, but I was there.
I think I did. Like, but it was just being bad kids. It wasn't like a specific person.
Oh,
it was like,
no, this was like somebody's like ex-boyfriend.
And ex too high now, so.
Yeah, we're not throwing these eggs.
Or toilet paper. It's like,
Now we can't even. That's why probably people don't egg anymore, because they are more expensive. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I think in high school,
yeah, like I've never popped my tires.
never.
Nothing like that.
And I've heard of people who do. That's the thing. Like, there's people who will be like, "Oh yeah, I popped a tire. I scratched the car." I'm like,
And they even know because I've seen where girls were like pop 3, or it was like something about insurance wouldn't cover it if a certain amount's popped. Like,
"Oh my gosh."
I'm like, that's evil.
No, I know this girl. She's like, "Oh, just tell me where he lives." Like, this guy that had done something to me. She's like, "Tell me where he lives. I will like pop his tires, whatever you want me to." I'm like, "Girl, no, no, we don't have to do that." Like, I truly do think like if you do good things happen to you. And if you catch a lot of bad things happening to you, maybe think about times that things that you do that you know are malicious. Because we know when we're doing something that is not good, or that is shady, or that is, I don't know. Because I do feel bad sometimes. Like, sometimes when I hang out like with my sisters and we're like yapping, I'm like, I'm like, God. Okay, I'm with my sister. Like, sometimes you just, or with my mom or something, but not even like talking about other people. It's just like sometimes the things that like,
I know what you mean.
You're just like in the moment, like.
But why in the moment it feels good, like,
and then you go home and you're like, damn. I'm like, God. But I think when you do it with like your family, it's a little different. Yeah. But if you do it random, like, don't do it with random
people. People who spread it everywhere. It's like, this stays between us.
Yeah, but I think everybody has that little like. Yeah. But something that I do say is I don't ever speak on anything that I don't know is a fact. Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna be like, I heard this. No, I'm like, this is what happened, and this is. Like, literally, I was either...
And me, it would be like something somebody posted on social media. I'm like, did you see so-and-so's pregnant?
No, I would literally... for me, I think I speak on things that happen literally directly to me. And I'm like, even if it's a fact, sometimes I feel bad even. I'm like, damn, I don't want them to perceive that person in the wrong way. And I'll even tell people, like, that's just my experience, though. Like, but... Yeah. If I'm having a conversation about it. But I don't know. Just don't seek out revenge. Or should you? I think if they hurt your family.
I know, I'm like, something is like...
No, some things I'm like, it reminds me of that movie, the one that was shot in Charlotte. You went to the movies. You told me you watched it.
Oh, yeah, Forge or something.
Yes, where that man had lost his daughter in a car accident, right, by a drunk driver, and he forgave the drunk driver and sat him in his own, like, was it like a Bible study or what?
Yeah, it was like a
mentorship. That was the first man that he mentored. I was like,
and he forgave him. Yeah, that actually happened in real life. Have you seen about in Texas the teenager who stabbed the other teenager? No. And the brother, like, he died in his twin brother's arms. Like, it's like a whole story, but the dad was on the news saying, like, he forgives him. And I'm like, literally within a day. And I was like, how can, it's going to make me cry. Like, how can, like, have a heart like that?
Mm-hmm. Because I feel like.
Because I'm like, if that, like, it makes you be like.
But I think that takes a lot of mental strength and faith in God. Because at the end of the day, God's the one to judge.
Mm-hmm. And I think, too, like, hurt people. Like, yeah. But it's, in that moment, it would be really hard to look at it that way.
Yeah. I feel like my dad would probably kill them. Mm-hmm. Right?
I think my dad would forgive, but I don't say I wouldn't, but.
I feel like my dad would not. Okay, let's say somebody did something to, like, me or something, or because I remember whenever I was like, my dad has said, like, I will kill him.
Yeah.
And I don't care if I go to jail. I'm like, no, please don't. Like, I've had to tell my dad. But obviously, I think it's just the anger speaking.
It's like a parent thing.
Yeah.
Like like.
That reminds me. Did I ever tell this story about the man who hit on me at the restaurant?
I don't think so.
And my dad called him and told him never to step foot there again.
What?
I never told you this story. Oh my gosh, y'all. This happened last year.
Or maybe you told me, but you didn't tell them.
But this is how, like, my dad don't care. And I'm like, damn, sometimes, like, I forget. I'm like, I'm 28. Like, relax. Like, so there was this man sitting at the bar talking to my dad, telling my dad that he could do, like, some work for him, blah, blah, blah. My dad's like, yeah, let me get your number. Like, at the house, he was going to do some work. And then I go out there and I say, pa, this. And he's like, oh, is that your daughter? And my dad's like, yeah, that's my daughter. And he's like, really? I'm like, yeah. Whatever. So the whole time he's like watching, not just me, but the other girls walking by, like looking at our butts and blah, blah, blah. Like, you could just feel it.
Yeah.
And then he was saying that he does like insulation, this and that. And my dad walks away. And as soon as my dad walks away, he's like, hey, if you need some in your bedroom, I'll put some in there. And I was like, huh? Like, he's like, if you need me to put some insulation in your
How old
bedroom.
was he?
He was like 40 something. And I was like, ew. Like, I was just like,
like, that's like not saying it.
Ew, and he was being like, nah, I could tell. Like, but at first I would pretend, like, I was like, huh? Like, it took me a second. And no, he's like, si ocupas insolación en tu cuarto, yo te lo pongo. Like, I never said I needed anything, right? It was never about me. It was about my dad. And I was like, so then he leaves and I tell my dad. My dad's like, le voy a llamar a ese, que le voy a partir su madre. This was last year. He calls him and I'm like, no, please. I'm like, it's okay.
But I think it is good for him to let him know you're not going to come to my fucking restaurant. Respect my daughter.
And he's like, and I'm there listening. And I'm like, he's like, le voy a llamar, because he had already gave him, he had just given him his number. And he literally pulls up his phone, he calls, and he's like, cabrón, ya te había dicho que esa era mi hija, ¿por qué le faltas el respeto? You know? And he's like, ¿qué? He's like, que le vas a poner pinche insolación en su cuarto. And my dad's like, come back and let me, he's like, come back right now. And he's like, no, I'm sorry. Like, that's not my intention. He's like, that's not, I really meant, like, I'll put insulation in her bedroom. And my dad's like, no, I don't want you to step foot here. You're never going to get hired to do it. But that's what I'm saying. Like, my dad, like,
yeah.
Imagine if something worse. That was just like barely anything. But
then it's like, there's like, then he would throw his life away, you know, just for that. But it's like, I get it.
Sometimes, like, I've had friends that are like, why do you still talk to these people if they do this to you? I'm like, I forgive them. Like, and they're like, and sometimes what is the line between forgiving and then just letting people walk all over you?
I think if they've changed, because I feel like I might have not been the best friend back then, or, you know, and if you see the growth in them, and I think it's good to forgive and try to move on if you see that they've really changed.
And I think you can forgive people, but that doesn't mean you have to be like besties again. You can forgive and love each other from afar, because I think
like if you see each other like, hey, how are you, and that's it.
But you still forgive them. Like, you're not talking about the situation anymore, you're moved past it. But because I remember I would tell like I would talk to one of my friends and I'd be like, yeah, do you think, like, when they did this, like, am I overthinking? They're like, no, that's messed up. Like, you don't, that's not okay. And then they held on to that grudge, like my friend did. Like, they didn't like that person anymore. And then I was like, well, I forgive them, you know, like, and they're like, oh, hell no, I don't like that. I'm like, no, like, we are good. Like, you know, like, I forgive them, and they would be like, but how can you forgive them if they did this to you? And I'm like, I'm past it now. Like, you just moved past it. But sometimes your friends, and
it is hard to, like, if you hear about a bad boyfriend, you know, like if they vent to you and you're like,
I don't like him. I don't.
But I don't. Like, it's more like you deserve better or something, like, you know.
But to me, like, let's say if you had a man and he treated you like whatever, and I didn't like him, right? I would still respect him. Like, if I saw him, I'm not gonna be like,
I wouldn't.
Sadly, at the end of the day, that's who you choose to be with. I'm gonna respect you. Now, I'm not gonna root for you. I'm not gonna be like, take him back. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna be like, you know how I feel about him, but whatever you want to do. But I think it's just about respect sometimes.
So what would you do if you had a friend and like she was about to get married and you're like, you do not need to marry?
I would.
You'd tell her?
She would probably know already, girl. If I think it, you probably know it, you know.
Yeah.
But I'd just be like, "Are you sure?
Yeah.
This is your man. This is your husband. And if that's you who you want to marry, then
That's hard.
at the end of the day, I think everyone has to like go through their own
Mm-hmm.
lessons. I think when it comes to like domestic abuse and stuff, that's where I'm like,
Yeah.
like I really don't. You know, there's an attorney that I know, and I don't think he still does it, but he would do this. If let's say you went to him and you're like, my husband, like he's done this to me, done that, he would like help you out, right? But then he had a website where he would expose them and what they did. Like he was exposing these men, which
But would they go back?
sometimes they probably, yeah, they would.
Yeah.
But he would expose them on his website. Like, and I'm like, is that revenge or is that facts?
Facts.
That's a fact. They
Yeah.
did that. So, yeah. But if there's someone out there that like triggers you or whatever, I don't think this is your sign.
Mm-hmm.
Just let them.
Yeah, I feel like the best revenge is just being better and
Being happy. Because I think it's easy to let a situation like make you uncomfortable, whether you're out in public and you run into this person like
yeah.
and be like like oh my god. But no, like just I think if you're a good person, you can go into any room and stand with your head high and know that nobody can tell you anything. And if they do, you know who you are.
Yeah. I think I had a friend like that like looking back, I'm like, they were not a good friend to me. But I feel like I forgave them fast because I'm like, okay, you played a part in my life. And if I saw them like at the grocery store or anything, I would always be like, hey, speak to them. But keep it moving.
And I think the older we get, we realize the things that we wouldn't allow versus not allow in a friendship, because we realize what we would do, like things that we wouldn't do.
Yeah.
We're like, why would they do that to me? Or why would they say that to me? And that might be who they are. But if those things that people say to you or they do to you, like they have you questioning yourself, then maybe it's time just to put some distance there. And there's nothing wrong with that. We're all grown. The thing is, we can all choose who we want in our life.
Yeah.
Like no one is forcing anybody in your life unless it's literally, even family is not forced in your life.
Yeah. Literally no one. Like some people don't want their kids. Like
Yeah, that's true. No one is forced in your life.
Yeah.
So if you are constantly having people that piss you off, then it's time to do some self-reflection and be like, why am I even close to these people? Or what is it about them that is affecting me?
Yeah.
You know, because there's sometimes where you do have people in your life who do want the best for you, and they're telling you like, hey, like I think you have potential, and people get mad about that too. Like they're like, the fuck? Mind your business.
Oh, here it says, why you shouldn't get revenge. It keeps you stuck in the past. I'm like, that is true.
Yeah.
It rarely satisfies. It makes you like the person who hurt you. It escalates things. And then it says peace or payback. Like peace is better.
Yeah. And it will feel good in the moment maybe, but then like further down the road, you're like, why did I do that?
Yeah, that's something I've learned to like not act on emotions, because I feel like I have done things like if I'm mad, like back then I would post it on social media, like just say whatever.
I remember I did that before.
Yeah, and then in the moment, like it feels so good when you're typing and you're just like, and then like the next day I'm like, why did I do that?
Yeah.
And it's like kind of revenge, like, I don't know, taking it there.
I remember one time, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. I was doing something I wasn't supposed to, and someone snitched on me. Well, me and my sister were doing something we weren't supposed to, and her man at the time told my parents that we were not staying.
Your sister's man at the time?
At the time. It was like when we were younger.
Yeah.
Like, we were supposed to be staying the night at her friend's house, and we were actually at a party. And he's like, I'm going to tell your parents, blah, blah, blah.
And he really did.
He went into my parents' house and told them because he didn't want, like,
Her to go.
yeah. So he went and told my parents, and we're like driving back. We're like, oh, they're about to pull up to her house and see if we were actually there or not. So we go back, and we're like, we see them pull up. And we're like laying down, like, we're watching a movie, and her man at the time is there with them. He's like, no, they were at a party. And my dad's, we're like, no, we're in our PJs. And he says, touch the hood of the car, see if it's warm. And of course,
why would I not think about that?
either. And dad's touching it. He's like, they were lying. So he's like, get in the car. We're leaving. Like, you're not staying here. And I remember I went on MySpace and I was like, F you. And I put his full name. And I was like, you snitch.
I bet I have Facebook memories of that, like stuff like that. Oh my
And
God.
I literally put his full name, and it was his
Government name.
And then they still ended up together at that time.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, hey. After I went and cussed him out on I was probably like in 7th grade. But I will never forget that because I was like, why would I?
Yeah.
Oh, and then I remember, oh my gosh, is this even, people who knew me back then are probably like, this girl was so, like, did not care. There was a rumor going out that I had slept with this man. I was still a virgin. And this guy.
Oh.
And he was telling people that I had sex with him, blah, blah, blah. And I went on MySpace and I was like, just so everyone knows I'm still a virgin. So whoever's, like, why would I post? I literally posted, I've never had sex. I'm still a virgin. So if you heard that someone has had sex with me, they're lying. Like, I literally was like,
Yeah.
but why do I need to tell people those
Yeah.
things, you know? And I will never forget
I think
that.
we cared what people thought back then. Like,
Why? Like, but yeah, I did feel bad about posting, like, I put F you, and I put his name. You are a snitch. And it was like in the moment too.
Yeah.
Whenever I was like, oh, I was so mad.
it is like that Mean Girls moment when she's like writing in the diary. It's like,
Yes, I think I was in the car on the way back home. But that was revenge to me. But
Yeah.
see, that's not necessary.
so there is a lot of like internet revenge, I feel like, you know?
Oh gosh.
I feel like some of them are probably dark.
It says, my neighbors murdered my cat. I want revenge.
Oh my God.
A day ago, my beautiful soulmate cat was found dead in front of our door with clear signs of poisoning. Hang on. One of our neighbors started to become hostile towards the cats, was threatening us and tried to poison them numerous times. But they survived, and we tried to protect them by keeping them inside. But 2 days ago, one of my cats escaped again, and 2 hours later was found dead. The poison was brutal, and the neighbor obviously lured him there with food. We later found a plastic meat box in their side of the garden, but since it was raining, it was very hard to use as an evidence. Although with their previous behavior and how they act now, it's pretty obvious. We are going to press charges because in our country, what they did is a crime, but it's really hard to prove these claims. We said our goodbyes to him and took him to analysis, so we have proof. This was the hardest day of our lives. My siblings are still traumatized. My little sister has not spoken a word ever since. I know that revenge won't bring my baby back, but I want them to remember every day what they did. They killed an innocent little life. I'm looking for non-personal, non-invasive ways to let them know I know, and to let the community know what kind of monsters we are sharing fences with. I want to let them know. I'll remind them every day of their disgusting lives, of what they have done. Humans are the most disgusting animals.
That is so mean, though.
Yeah. Someone said,
I wonder why were they so bothered? Like,
hang on. Oh my gosh, people are crazy. Listen to this. They already crossed the legal line by killing your cat. You think ding dong ditching them is the equivalent response? First, figure out if they have cameras and if your neighbors have surveillance. If they do, would just mean you're going to have to dress up and come at their home from a different angle. Okay, y'all are crazy. But I'd first start by salting their entire garden, buy 2 big bags of commercial road salt, and wait for a rainy couple of days. Go in at night and literally salt their entire section of garden. obviously they killed your cat because it was coming into their garden. Oh, they were coming. So they care about it. Take it away from them. People are copy
But
the.
then again, I'm like, you can't be, if they don't want their cat in their yard, don't make sure the cat doesn't go in the yard.
It says copy
But
their.
don't kill it.
Oh my gosh. People, listen to this. Copy their address and start using it to apply for as many mail order magazines and subscription services as possible. I'm talking requests for more information from every religious group under the sun. Do it from a computer that's using a VPN. Okay, y'all. Yeah, okay.
People are crazy.
If they park in a public place, 6 to 8 packets of table sugar poured into their gas tank. Okay, y'all. Okay. Revenge is not the answer. I think legal action.
Legal.
Make them pay for it legally.
Yeah. Because I do feel like they probably were mad about their garden. I would be mad too, though, if I have a garden I wonder if they were damaging it.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't kill the cat. I would maybe report it and be like, I don't know.
That's why you can't be careful who you mess with, because people are really crazy.
And then imagine what the other people would do to them. Like, that's why it's like not good to get revenge, because it could escalate. Like, they could try to kill you.
I think one of the most evil things you can do, and it already says a lot about you, is when you kill animals.
Yeah.
Like, if they're willing to kill an animal, they truly don't care.
Yeah.
So
I knew somebody who would like drown cats.
no. You're lying.
No, I'm not.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think if someone is willing to do that already, like, just take legal action and stay away from them, honestly.
Unhinged.
But I think I would let the community know, like, hey, beware. I would say, like, do not let your animal go. Just keep him inside, because I lost my cat from it going in there. They poisoned it. And how do you know when someone's poisoned, though? I didn't even know you could.
I didn't know.
Me either.
I guess they just die fast, and I don't know.
No, I think that is just, that's crazy how anybody could just do that. Oh my gosh. It says, I want to F up my friend's evil ex for a while. So let me give some context. My friend's ex was a genuinely not good, great person. Like, should be actually locked up. I don't want to get too into it, but he was not good to my friend and messed her up for a bit and did some really bad things to her. Now my friend regularly uses those friend-making apps like youuuuu and Wiz and found her ex on there, and we both were laughing at it. I have used youuuuu before, and I was bored once and remembered I had an account and decided to download it for fun. I went through my friend request and I see that her ex had added my profile, and I tell her. She tells me to add him back and pretend to be into him, which is what I have been doing, and he definitely seems to be into me. Now, I don't know what to do here, but I know that I want to mess him up bad. I want him to be hurt and get back at him for my friend. So this is where I need help. I want ideas of oh, I guess I'm on a page where you're asking for ideas. Okay. I want ideas of something messed up I can do to hurt his ego and get back at him. Any ideas? Oh no, this is not a good.
I might just leave his ass. Tell your friend to leave his ass.
I think that's like an innocent little.
Yeah.
I don't think that's that bad.
No.
Like a little.
But that is a true test. Like, if the guy would go for the friend.
But it's a fake account.
I thought it was the friend, though.
No, the friend had a fake account, I think, on the.
I thought
she had a burner. Like, I think that's what she said.
Oh.
I don't think it was her. Like.
Oh, okay.
I think. But, yeah, guys, just don't do it.
Mm-mm.
Right? It takes a lot more work to get revenge.
But I think when I was younger, I would be more like wanting to have revenge.
Mm-hmm. Do you believe in karma?
I don't know. I haven't unpacked it, but I don't think I'm supposed to.
Mm-hmm. I feel like,
because it's probably like Hindu or it's something, right? Like,
I think that whatever you do, if you don't learn the lesson from it, you're going to continue to learn that lesson.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it is come back to you. Like,
yeah.
Whatever you do, whatever.
I look at it, though, like, God's not punishing you for doing bad things. It's like if you do bad things, then it's gonna catch up to you. Like you reap what you sow. I think it's in the Bible. Mm-hmm. But it's not like it's like, oh, you did this. Oh, you got to, like.
Or like, let's say, oh, I did that, so this is why this happened. Like, I did. It's like,
and I feel like it's sad if you look at life like that.
But it's also like, you chose to do these things, like, but sometimes it's not even correlated. So it's not even like, oh, you did that, so now this is happening to you. Like, oh, I should have never done that. Like, now this is happening to me. Is like, okay, what lesson could you have learned from this? But I think once you recognize that you've done something and you literally like feel genuinely bad about it and you ask for forgiveness, there's no karma in that.
Yeah.
Maybe
I think at the time you probably don't realize like you shouldn't do.
Yeah. And I think sometimes your karma is that feeling of feeling like crap. Like, dang, why did I do that? Like, that is your karma. Like, feeling that, that where you're just like, why?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes that's what it is. But I think if you literally have done things in your past that you're not proud of, or things that, you can still forgive yourself. Ask for forgiveness. If there's things that you've done to somebody and you're like, damn, like, it's been years, but I know I messed up at that time. It's never too late to ask for forgiveness. And the worst thing that can happen is they don't forgive you, but at least they know how you feel now. You're not that person you were 10 years ago or 5 years ago, or even that drunk person you were 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes we make stupid mistakes. But I think the most mature thing you can do is, if you do feel like bad about something, ask that person who you hurt for forgiveness, ask God for forgiveness, and really learn from it.
Yeah.
And that's the best thing that you can really do. And like I said, they might not forgive you, but you can live your life knowing that you express how you felt. And then you can start forgiving yourself. Because I think that's going to be the worst, is knowing that, like, when you know you've done something, it's forgiving yourself.
Yeah.
It's like, dang.
For sure.
And forgiving others.
I think that's even harder sometimes.
Sometimes I think I'm too forgiving.
I don't think you can be too forgiving.
Like, I feel like I see.
But you do. There is times where I'm like, really? Like, I don't know. It is.
Yes.
But I think I love that about you, though.
No, but sometimes I'm like, I justify people's actions. And I'm like, why do I justify? They chose to do what they did.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, maybe because they've never been truly loved. They never had my love. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
I feel bad. I'm like, oh, they hurt me because they probably never been loved really by me or by someone like me. They didn't know how to take it. I'm like, bitch, nah, they just didn't care. But, so I feel like I go deeper into it, because I think everything's really deeper than what.
Yeah.
It's not just like, oh, they did that.
Yeah, I think it's true. Like, when it's being done to us, I don't know, how to explain it. Like, it's harder to, like, you see it more like a bad thing, than like when we probably done the same thing to someone. We don't see it that way because we know our intentions, but we don't know their intentions.
Yeah.
But I can be like that too. But I'm more like I'll be like, okay, maybe this happened in childhood, like,
I go deep into their childhood. I'm like,
one time they told me that this,
that like their parents wouldn't show them affection, and I'm like, oh, maybe that's what it was.
But then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let them go until they got to learn that lesson,
Yeah.
Because sometimes I don't think that people want to admit that things affects them the way, your childhood affects you in every way. So some people don't want to admit it, especially men.
Yeah. I remember somebody told me one time, they're like, why do you try to coach men? Like, stop coaching them. I'm like, for real? And I'm like, they're like, you're literally coaching this man to be a good man for you. Why? I'm like, damn.
But at this point, I'm like, I think we have to.
Literally have to coach a man. But it's true though. Like, I shouldn't have to tell a man like this or try to like justify people's actions. Like, people will show you, and it's okay to say, like, you know what, this ain't it right now.
Yeah.
Maybe we can revisit this down the road, but I know right now this is not it. And there's nothing wrong with that. And there's lessons that they're going to have to learn from it.
Yeah.
And you learn from it too.
Yeah, I think we're all just learning from each other. Like,
We're just
literally.
learning, and it's all our first time living.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, right?
Especially around like Easter, thinking about that, like, no matter our flaws and everything, like he died for us, you know?
Yes.
That's why I'm so excited for tomorrow because of that. I wonder if it's going to be packed. Well, I don't think that early it will be. But
I don't think so.
a good movie I watched on Netflix is called The Children's Train.
The what?
The Children's Train. It's kind of sad, but it's good.
The Children's Train?
Yeah.
What is it about? I'm going to put it on my...
It's, I don't know if you'll be into it, but it's like, I think it's like the Jewish, I love stuff like Anne Frank and stuff, but it's about kids who get sent somewhere else because they're dealing with that. I don't know. It's good.
Oh, like history?
Yeah, but it's a movie. And this boy, he becomes like a famous violin player, but he went through that. Like it tells his story.
I haven't heard of it, but I just looked it up. I don't think that I watched anything this week. I think
Have you been reading anything?
I read yesterday for a little bit. It's I have it in my bag. I forgot the name of it, but I haven't really been reading that much.
I have not been reading.
Yeah,
I need to.
I have not, and I can tell that I need to, like, you know, I actually did read a few pages yesterday, and I was like, okay, and it's called, let me find it. It's in my bag. Like God's love for us.
Mm.
And I just started it not too long ago, and I've just been reading a few pages. It's called Crazy Love. But it talks about like God and how much he loves us and how we're not even like, we don't even know how much like,
Yeah.
But I've just started it not too long ago. So I've just been kind of picking it up whenever I get a chance, but I need to really make the effort again.
I might take a book tomorrow too.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go get some groceries
Yeah, I have to get groceries.
because I'm going to make sandwiches. Okay, so what kind of sandwiches? Okay, I like basic sandwiches sometimes. Like when we're
Yeah.
like out and about, like maybe I'll do like,
Pepper jack cheese or something.
yeah. What else?
I guess turkey.
Do y'all like turkey? I prefer turkey.
I don't
over-
really eat turkey, but I think it's probably the same, right, as ham.
I have ham at home too. Mayo.
Yeah, mayo, pickles.
What else should we take? Chips. Do you have a
Oh, yeah.
backpack?
Yeah, I think.
I don't think I have like a backpack.
Yeah, I think I do. Yeah, because we're gonna need it.
Yeah. I'm going to take, okay, this is what I'm going to take. I'm going to take like a container with the sandwiches. I'm going to take a bag, like the black bag that I bring sometimes in here. And I'm going to put just a small change of clothes.
You gonna change up there?
Just in case it gets too hot. So I'm going to take like leggings on the way there.
Yeah.
And then I have like this romper that's shorts. And like, it's like a workout romper that I might take if we start hiking so I can get a little tan. I'm going to bring my tanning oil.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I'm going to bring my like Stanley. I'm going to just take like a water bottle.
Yeah, me too.
So that.
Some water bottles.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of fruit? Like grapes. What else?
Pineapple.
Pineapple. What else?
I think that's.
I feel like one more.
We can take like an apple for each,
Oh yeah.
like just to eat it.
I don't eat apples. I'll get apples.
You don't eat apples?
I need to eat more apples, but I buy them and they go bad.
I like the Honey Crisp ones. Like
They're
like
green?
red. No,
Oh, red?
Red, but are they Honey Crisp? I think they are. They're not red. They're like the
Oh yeah. I know what you mean.
not red. I don't
Yeah.
like when they're red.
No.
Oh, I'm not big on green apples either. Those are the Granny Smith.
Yeah, I like green.
I like they're called honey.
What kind of grapes you like? Purple?
I like green, I think.
Green?
But I can eat, as long as they're seedless, I'm good.
Yeah.
What else should we take, guys? I'm so excited. I'm gonna take like a little blanket that we can sit on in case we want to sit. Should we take a bathing suit just in case?
A bathing suit? Is it gonna be that hot?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
What if we want to go in the waterfall?
I think it's gonna be cold. I have the
What is it? Cleveland?
yeah.
Oh my gosh, my dad was like,
It's gonna be 60.
what if you ended up in Cleveland, Ohio?
When I looked it up, I was like Cleveland.
No.
Oh, 65.
Oh my gosh, and Monday's gonna be 80. What?
And a low of 37. So I bet, let me look at 28.
It's gonna be cold.
It's gonna be freezing, like 40.
Okay, so no shorts for me. Never mind. I'm gonna do leggings and a big hoodie.
And it might be windy too.
Up there. But my dad was like, and donde va a ser? I'm like, Cleveland. That's what I saw. He's like, que llegaras, because we know we're driving. I'm driving like the first.
Yeah.
He's like, que llegaras a Cleveland, Ohio. I'm like, imagine we were so like we fall asleep. We're
blonde. Like
I'm like, oh shit, we went
I've done that before. Not like that far, but I have been to the pre-roll.
we make a trip out of it if that happened. Yeah. Like we don't realize it till like we're already like, wait, we've been driving for 10 hours. What the hell? But I'm excited. And then we're going to do a beach trip next. And it's funny. We were texting. I'm in this group chat and they're like talking about like, let's go to New York. Let's go to I'm like, y'all, I'm a single mom who works 2 jobs. Like I got a household that I got to take care of. Like, but they're like, yeah, we can go here in June and July. We'll go here. And I'm like, dang. They're like talking about Europe. I'm like, girl, like I may be able to squeeze a little weekend trip in my schedule, but I think it'd be fun to get like a house at the beach though.
Yeah, I would.
Live out our senior.
I think it too, if you split it, like it's multiple people and you can find ways to save, it's fun.
Yeah, but I never went to senior week.
Really? Oh, I didn't go either senior.
We can live out our
I went to spring break my freshman year.
Really? I never went to spring break. Senior
it was
week,
crazy.
Nothing.
It was crazy, but like not crazy, but crazy.
It was crazy probably for like at the time.
For that time, yeah. Like we got kicked out of our room and everything.
No. Why?
Because we were too loud, supposedly.
I believe that. Like y'all wilded out.
But it was a teacher. She like checked us in and then left to like another beach. Like she just left us there.
No,
we were like 9th and 10th graders. Stop. But it was all girls. And I don't know. I guess we were pillow fighting or being too loud or something. And they kicked us out, but they gave us our money, so she had to come back and get us another room. She got us a room that was like, they didn't care what you did, you know?
Really?
But now looking back, I'm like, that's kind of dangerous.
And a teacher did this?
Yeah, so she was like a sub or something. I don't know what she was.
Okay, that's crazy.
But it was kind of goody two-shoe people that I was with.
Oh, so she wasn't worried about you. Like, y'all go crazy with the pillows.
Exactly. But yeah, we did find alcohol and stuff, but it was very hectic. Because as kids, you're like, what do we do? Like, she's 4 hours away. We have all our suitcases.
I'd be scared.
We had all our suitcases. We were like, where do we go? Like, I think we went and waited in somebody else's room. But the room, like, that we stayed in, like, I'm like, it was dangerous. Like, I think somebody, I don't know if they OD'd or somebody was, like, raped there.
Nuh-uh.
It was, like, so scary there.
Oh,
But
no.
looking back, I'm like, God really watched out for me and my friends.
And y'all were by yourselves?
Yeah. But it's funny because my parents, like, I told her, like, the teacher's going.
You weren't lying. The teacher went, but did she stay? You didn't lie.
And I had another friend that they were more like, they would talk to the teacher, and she told them, like, no, I'm just going to sign them in, I guess. So they couldn't go. Like, my other friends got caught.
Oh, my gosh.
But somebody's, this girl at school just snitched, like, told her mom, and her mom knew my parents. And I remember her mom saw us at Walmart, and she was like, were you with them kids? They got kicked out.
And what'd your mom say?
And I denied it. I was like, no, I wasn't with them. And my mom never said nothing.
You know what? Those are like,
I love that it said that story. Everybody was safe. Like,
yeah.
we weren't with weird people who, you know, like.
But it's crazy because it could have gone any other way.
Yeah.
You know, you think about moments like that and you're like, oh my gosh, that could have gone really bad.
Yeah, looking back, I'm like, because we would walk the strip at like 2 a.m. Just go to Club Karma. Speaking of Karma,
No. Wait, there was
it was a teen club, like literally 18 and under. Yeah,
Oh my gosh, that sounds like fun.
it was so much fun.
Oh, I never went. I could never do that. My parents never let me. But I guess because I was already getting a little, like, not in trouble, but they were. If I had a good group of,
Yeah,
they would have. But senior week, I had been bad that year. Like, got caught doing bad things, so they didn't let me go anywhere. I lost my privilege to go to senior week. But my brother went.
and probably too because I was, the girls I was with were like white, so I'm like they could get away with whatever. I'm gonna use their white privilege.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I didn't really like that. My friends at that time, my parents didn't like them because they were bad. So they're like, you ain't going with them nowhere. Like, so yeah, but we could do like a senior.
It is spring break time.
I know.
That's crazy. We do need to do like a weekend
At the beach.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like wake up, drink some mimosas,
Yeah,
go to
like
the
more
beach.
chill, not wake up.
Yeah. Like wake up there at the beach and just like
Sunrise.
breakfast and okay, I want to go to the beach so bad.
Yeah.
But okay, guys, I think that's gonna
be it. We'll keep y'all updated on our trip and look forward to the vlog.
yes. We're
Do
both
not cut this out. Whoever's editing, don't cut this out.
Yeah.
Because if we don't do it, then we need to still post it. And so we can show everybody that we're bullshit.
yeah. So I'm gonna make a TikTok of it and then I'm gonna bring my camera and we can vlog.
Yeah.
Are we gonna post it on this?
Um,
Probably not. Or
I don't
if we do like a conversation that's good,
yeah.
then we can post it on here. But if not, we'll
Do
just
you have your own YouTube channel?
mm-hmm.
Oh, you could post it on there and I can post one on mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if we have good clips, we can put them in if we talk about it.
Okay, guys. We will see y'all next week. And don't forget to like,
Yep.
subscribe, comment anything that you want to comment.
Thanks for watching.
We love you. Bye.
See you next time. Bye.